Hey, this is Gayle with Bernina of Naperville, and welcome to our August edition of our Kimberbell Society. Now, some of you might know this as the Kimberbell Dealer Digital Exclusives, and August is this cute, I think it's Sashiko inspired design, but it's actually done with Trapunto. Now, for some of you, you may or may not know what Trapunto is, but it is an old technique. It's been around forever, where you actually take the quilting and you stuff it, and it makes it a little puffier than normal. Now, this is just kind of a dumbed down explanation of what it is, but nonetheless, that's what's giving our birds and these flowers the fluff. We're going to have a look at the presentation deck for this Kimberbell Society, but you can always join the Kimberbell Society every month. There is no obligation to pay a fee and then get something every month. No. We do it a la carte around here at Bernina of Naperville. And basically, you just go to berninaofnaperville.com, search Kimberbell Society, and there you will see our 2024 offerings. And if we have the fabric kits for all of the previous months, well, then you can just buy them. But when we run out of the kits, we just make the design itself available. So you can get this either with or without the design if you've already done the designs at another retailer. But we hope that you enjoy what we picked this month. So let's have a look at that presentation deck. Oh, and by the way, you can find that on our Kimberbell Society page and in the description of this YouTube video that you're watching. All right, so here we are with our Happy as a Lark Trapunto pillow. So let's have a look at some of the supplies and the other goodies for this month. As always, I know you're watching the video right now on our Bernina of Naperville YouTube channel, but just in case you forget how to find it, we always give you the link in the presentation deck. And the presentation deck is also free at berninaofnaperville.com under the appropriate Kimberbell video. It's also found in the description of this Kimberbell video that you're watching now on our Bernina of Naperville YouTube channel. So we provide a kit. If you go to berninaofnaperville.com and check out our Kimberbell Society, you'll see that we have a kit for August, and you can buy it with or without the design, but of course you're going to need the design to make this pillow. We are providing you with 1 fat quarter for the front and back of the pillow, and then we're providing you with a fat 16th to make the border pieces for the top and bottom and sides of the pillow. You're also going to get project batting and flexi foam, plus your 8x8-inch pillow insert. You will need to include the following stabilizers, that being the fusible backing and medium cutaway. Now let's have a look at what I used instead of this medium cutaway. Stabilizer this month is going to be our poly mesh. Now, Kimberbell is recommending that you use a medium cutaway. Poly mesh is a cutaway, but it is not medium weight necessarily. However, it's going to work out perfectly for this pillow because I didn't really want anything stiff in there. So this is my medium square clamp hoop, and I'm going to be able to do the design that fits solely in the hoop on my Bernina 9 series that I'm using this month. And then finally, I recommend that you use some paper tape just so things don't get wiggling around in your hoop, because we are going to be floating these designs in the hoop. And if you want the Kimberbell stabilizer and you want to make sure that you're stocked up for other projects, you can click this link and it'll take you right to our Bernina of Naperville website, where you can see all of the stabilizers that are in this bundle. And if you're curious as to how you get your Kimberbell designs, please note that although you are buying the designs and the kit from Bernina of Naperville, they are digital embroidery files, and Kimberbell instructions are all emailed to you by Kimberbell Direct. So when you sign up for this lesson with Bernina of Naperville, you are going to want to make sure that you sign up with us with this same email address that you use with Kimberbell. It just makes the process so much easier. And if you're curious with the details on exactly how to retrieve your designs and get them from Kimberbell and send them to your machine, just make sure you watch this video right here for that when you get your free interactive handout from us, either, like I said, in the description of this video or on our Bernina of Naperville website. So now let's prep our fabric, let's look at our fabric, and let's have a look at the details of this project and stitch it out. So this month's Kimberbell project is super cute. It is, you know what, to me, this looks very Sashiko inspired, but here is our project. It's a little pillow that's about 10.5 inches finished. And here is the kit for August 2024. And in the kit are your fabrics. Now there's one bone colored fabric, and this is going to be what we're going to embroider on. And then the little rabbit Sashiko inspired print is actually what is going to border the pillow. In addition to that, inside there's the pillow form. And don't you love how Kimberbell packages their pillow forms? Look at this. I'm going to open this for you. It's kind of vacuum packed. I'm just going to open this. And then poof, there it is. Okay. So that's in your kit. And then additionally, we have project batting and we have 2 pieces of flex foam. And so we're going to put these aside for a moment. And then additionally, what you're going to need to add is some fusible backing, which I have here. And I actually cut 2 pieces, 7 inches by 10.5. And this is going to be for our backing of our pillow. And then I cut a 10.5 by 10.5 inch piece, which is going to be on this piece. So you're getting a fat quarter of this bone color, and we are going to fuse our fusible backing onto the fat quarter. Just like this. So these pieces are for our envelope back, and this piece is what we're going to embroider on. So I'll take this over to the iron in just a moment. Then we're going to take our border print and we're going to cut this into 2 1.5 by 8.5 inch strips and 2 1.5 by 10.5 inch strips. This is my medium square clamp hoop, and I'm going to be able to do the design that fits solely in the hoop on my Bernina 9 series that I'm using this month. Now, if you have a Bernina that does not go as much as 8.5 inches wide with your stitching area, let me show you a little trick over on our computer as to how easy it is for you to do a all-in-one hoop on your Bernina 5 series machine using your Bernina midi hoop. Okay, so for those of you that are using a Bernina 5 series with the limited hoop area, don't worry, we're still going to use the 8x8 Kimberbell design. So we can see it pop up here, and it pops up in the large oval hoop, and you can see that it's way too big for that one. But we're going to use your midi hoop on your 5 series. So we're going to right click on the hoop and select the midi hoop. And you can choose auto centering if you want. And now we can still see that it's about 1/2 inch too big. So what I'm going to do is select all. I can either go up here to my edit, select all, or I could use my keyboard commands, which would be Control A. And then up here, we can see the width and the height of our design. It's 6.875 by 6.792. I'm just going to simply make sure that my proportional scaling is locked, and I change this percentage to 93% and hit enter on my keyboard. Then you can see that this fits in our midi hoop, and we're ready to send this to our machine to stitch it out. But what I want to do is open the design at the 8 by 8 inches that it's supposed to be and change my hoop to the medium clamp hoop. And I'm going to stitch this out on my Bernina 9 series machine. Now, as we all know that our machines do not have thread color sensing on this, and right now this design is not in the colors that we want to stitch it out in. So what we're going to do is change the colors on our Bernina 990. Now, if you want to see how to change the colors in the software or change the colors on your Bernina 5 through 8 series machine, no worries. I have links right in our presentation deck to show you how to do that. But in this video, I'm going to show you on our brand new Bernina 990. So let's send that over, and I love the Wi-Fi capability to transfer this. I'm just simply picking my Bernina 990, and I'm going to send this right over immediately. Now, by walk to my machine, my design will be right on the machine. So the other thing that you're going to need in addition to this is your thread. And I've pulled this collection of thread together. We need 8 threads. There's kind of this whitish color, a creamy color, a beige and a yellow, a gray blue and a darker blue, a green and a violet. And then, of course, I'm just going to use my OESD bobbin fill in the bobbin. So I went ahead and put that fusible woven on the back of my piece. So this is what I'm going to be embroidering. So I'm going to need to mark the center of this, but then I also have the pieces that are going to go on the back of my pillow here. So I'm going to use a ruler and a water-soluble marking pen to mark my center vertical line and mark my horizontal vertical line. All right, so I thought you'd like to see how to change the colors of your design on a new Bernina 990. First, I want to make sure that I pick my 26 foot, and then I've already got my medium clamp on. Everything else looks pretty good, so I'm going to say okay. And now I'm going to go into my edit screen, which is this little crayon with the circle around it. And I'm gonna scroll down to my colors. So we're gonna add this under edit, and you can see colors are right here. So color number 1, I want to be my white color thread. So this is gonna be 0101, and I'm gonna pick my isocord thread chart. And it's right here. And now I can search for 0101, but it's right there. So I can select that. Then I'm going to go down to color number 2. And color number 2 is also going to be my isocord . 0101. And now if you are tired of going back and forth from isocord thread to Bernina thread and so forth, what we can do right now is just simply change the brand of all of our threads. And that's super easy here. We can just go down to isocord 40. And now that changes the palette. I don't want green here, but now at least I won't have to pick my isocord thread each time, right? So color number 3 is still going to be this tack down stitch. So I want this to be 0101. In color number 4, I want to be 0101. And then this one is our centering design, and we can go ahead and keep this one at 0101. And then 0101 again for this placement stitch. And then this is my quilting design, which I want to change to 0870. So I'm going to search that one. 0, 8, 7, 0, and there it is, and OK. And then color number 8 is going to be our beigey color, which is 0643. And so we'll find that one here. Now I'm using the mouse today with my computer or my sewing machine, but you could also use your finger and touch these buttons. And I also made a little mistake. I want to make sure that color number 6 is also 0643. So I can go back by scrolling up through my colors. Okay, perfect. And now the leaves are going to be green. That's color number 9. So I want to use stitch number 5, 6, or thread color number 5643. And then color number 10 is going to be the outline of the birds, which is the lighter blue, which is going to be 3654. And then color number 11 is going to be the darker part of the bird, which is going to be 3666. And then color number 12 is going to be our lilac. No, sorry, color number 12 is going to be our yellow, which is the mimosa, and that's 0504. And color number 13 is also going to be mimosa, so we're going to go to 0504. And color number 13 is actually going to be our violet color, which is 3130. And color number 14 is going to be mimosa. And color number 15 is also going to be mimosa. All right, so there are our colors, so we can go ahead and close out of this, and then we can see the changes that we made here and see if we like the way everything looks. And don't forget, if you don't like the way everything looks, you can always change it on the fly if you don't like what's popping up there on your screen. All right, so we're ready to go. And our first color, remember we're starting with our white creamy color. So our first color is going to be a placement stitch, and then we're just going to follow all the prompts as we get through our design. And then we're going to cover this piece with our batting, our project batting. All right, so now I'm trimming. So now we're going to stitch our placement lines for our foam. So now I have my foam prepped with my 505 glue stick, and I'm going to cover my pieces, and I'm going to try to do it so I don't have a seam in my foam, because this has been cut in case you do a 2-hooper rather than a 1-hooper. There we go. So we do it like this, right at a little angle like this. And now that's stuck into position, and I'm going to stitch the foam down. There we go. And I'm just going to put another little piece of foam on here to finish this piece. So as long as you know how to back up your machine and do these things, we can have like a nice little piece there. There we go. All right, so now I'm just going to advance on to the next color. Okay, now before we stitch out our centering piece, I'm going to cut all of this foam, and that's going to take me a little bit. And don't worry about the blue glue. It does dry clear, and I have had no problems at all stitching through it when it's a little bit wet. Doesn't gum up the needle or anything. I love this product. Okay, so once we've trimmed all of our pieces, we're just going to stitch the center cross, which is color number 5. And now we're going to take our piece that we marked, our center, and we're going to place it on the center cross. Now this piece has been cut large enough that if this wiggles a little bit, no worries. Now I have changed my thread to my 0643, and we're going to stitch our perimeter line. So I want to tell you something that you could do to save your sanity. So this design has a lot of cut stitches, and sometimes it's not worth it for the machine to cut. It's faster to just stitch with the jump stitches and then trim your jump stitches afterwards. So I went back into my summary and changed to not cut, and now I'm going to come back and cut these little jump stitches after my design is all stitched. Okay, so I have my orange pop ruler here, and I'm going to place it in the center and cut in the center of this. And there's little arrow markings here, 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 and here to make sure that I'm lining it up on those lines. And so we're cutting at 8.5 inches for something that finishes at 8 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and cut. So we're going to simply add a strip at the top and bottom, and then the sides. So once you have your piece bordered like this, then we're going to take our 10.5 by 7-inch pieces, and we want to fold this over once and then again. So I'm just going to press this over like 1/4 inch and then 1/4 inch and top stitch that on both sides of our envelope back. So we only have to do it on one long side of each one of these pieces. Okay, so once you have your piece here and we've done our stitching, we're going to put one of the pieces on the bottom here, right sides together, and one of the pieces on top like this. And I like to put the one that's going on the bottom of my layer towards the top of our piece. And so we're going to place these, and then you're going to pin and stitch. So once we have it stitched, I clipped my little seams here, and we're going to turn it inside out. Like so. And then we're going to press it, and we have just one more round of stitching to do before we insert our pillow form. So let's give it a pressing. Now we have one more stitch, and we're going to stitch in the ditch right along the edge of our border, just like this. Okay, so it's all finished. Now, I did not match my thread on the back, but you can do whatever you want. So now it's time to put our pillow form in here. There we go. All right. Well, how cute was this project? And I really hope that you enjoyed seeing this Bernina 990 in action, right? You know, we will use all of our different machines for some of these different things, but I thought, you know what? We got to break that 990 in, and I got to learn everything there is to know about it. So thank you for bearing with us, and hope you stick around and watch some of our other tutorials and fun stuff. It's pretty easy. All you have to do is head on over to our Bernina of Naperville YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Bernina of Naperville. And there you can like, comment, and subscribe. Now, go make something cute. Go on. Stop watching me. There you go. All right.